All right, here we are, the moment we've been waiting for a couple of years. So there's been enough interest in the email that was sent out about trying to get the band back together for another go at it here up in Canada. So we went to the Sportsman's Expo up in Scottsdale and met with Debbie from Thunderhook. I know Tim will be excited to hear that. And we reached out to Drake and kind of started getting the ball rolling for a possible another run up north here. So there are two things that we're really looking at and that I want to talk about here is if anybody's interested or if everybody's interested, where we're looking at going. So obviously the first thing we're going to do is look at Smooth Rock. Okay, there's the opportunity to go back out to some of the outposts, if we want to call them that. Then there's Smooth Rock Camp itself. You know, Smooth Rock has obviously got a lot more amenities than what we dealt with over at Funger. We did hear that they shut down Funger. Hard to believe after the. I think we may have been the last ones that were there. They said they use it only for moose hunts now. But you know, like we had saw when we went there on our trip, they do have a lot more amenities. Obviously, indoor plumbing. I know Terry's excited about that. You know, other than that, I mean, we have the ability to house almost as many guys as we want. It has the full kitchens. It has TVs. It has a good living space. All the things that we need. Debbie did say that she does have the ability to put us in somewhat of a remote location at the camp. But, you know, that's something we can obviously kick around. The other thing she mentioned, too, is that since they shut down Funger, there's another place called Almost Bay. So the Almost Bay outpost is basically a Funger-esque type area, except it's a lot more upgraded, if we want to call it that. So you see here on this map, this is where the outpost was at for Funger that we were at last time back in 2016. So you're going to see here as we pan out on the map, you know, this was the area that we fished before, right? So here was where the camp was at. We made our way down the big channel. That was the Reed area. That was the main body of the lake. Worked our way over most of the time to where the Caribou River came in. Obviously down south, we went a couple of times. Didn't really have much going on there. Out to the west was the big channel. Through the onion patches and everything that got us out to Smooth Rock Lake itself, to where the Smooth Rock camp is at. So here's Smooth Rock Lake. The camp is situated down off to the coast here that we found in the daytime and Tim found during the middle of the night. So Almost Bay, you're going to see here, is basically opposite of where Funger is at. So there is, you know, the main body of Smooth Rock. And then if we channel your way through up into the west, this up in here is where Almost Bay is at. So Almost Bay, if we go a little bit farther north here, right here, you're going to see as we zoom in, is where that outpost is at. Now, from what Debbie said, is that Almost Bay itself, up around the corner here, once again, this is the outpost, up around the corner, this bay here, Almost Bay, has the best northern fishing in Wabakimi Provincial Park, is what she's saying. She actually said to the point where she doesn't tell her people at Smooth Rock about it because she doesn't want them traveling all the way over there from the camp. But you can see it's basically the exact opposite from where Funger is at, across Smooth Rock, just off to the northwest a little bit more. So from what we're hearing, is the flight time is about the same, maybe a little bit longer, but that is an option that I'm leaning towards just because I like being away from everybody and everything, right? So, you know, we're going to take a little bit of a tour here. They have like a panoramic thing. So obviously a nice dock. They obviously, the same thing as last time, they're going to have the provisions that are necessary for us, 16-foot Lund boats with 20 horses on the back, have the walk-through. Those were the things that they were telling us about before. Have a nice enclosed fish house, kind of like we had over at Funger. And then as we get up towards the cabin itself, they have a little bit of a deck area here with a propane grill so that we can grill out just like the same thing. Like I said, from what we are hearing, though, is that the amenities are a little bit better. And here you can see when we get to the inside that they actually have somewhat of, if you want to call it, modernized furniture, the chairs with cushions that actually don't lean, you know, full kitchen like we had before, little enclosed area. And we are hearing that there is 110 volt power that is on solar and batteries, but not exposed like it was in Funger. Full bathroom off to the side over here. I'm sorry, shower. This still has an outhouse for its toilet facilities. But the bedrooms, as you can see here, a couple bunks, solo beds, a couple of different bedrooms. So, you know, a little bit cozy, but off on our own. And, you know, just kind of an upgrade to Funger from what it was. And we also heard from what Debbie was saying is that the Bears really started making that one of their travel patterns. So I'm not a fan of having to worry about that. And since you can't carry a weapon in Canada, we might as well just go somewhere else. The biggest thing that I had mentioned to Drake that we were talking about was the kind of the time frame, and even with Debbie, like how to do it. So we're looking at June of 2020. That gives us a little bit over a year. She offered us some stuff this year, but we're really looking at when I kicked it over there the 13th or the 20th, not realizing the 21st was Father's Day. So we may have to move, if everybody's agreeable, to the 6th of June to the 13th. Those would be the days that we would fly out from to the outpost or to Smooth Rock and fish for that week. We can obviously talk through it. I did ask Drake about that week. We would probably come home obviously the night of the 13th or the 14th. The 5th is where we would have to be up at Armstrong Station to fly out on the 6th. So we would have to be crossing the border into Canada that day. So obviously Thursday the 4th is when I'm thinking we would have to get out from Arizona, fly into the Twin Cities, and then work our way up north to Grand Portage, stay overnight in Grand Portage, and then the 5th we would get up, cross the border just like we did last time, get our stuff, and then go fishing the 6th through the 13th. So at least that's the idea behind what I was thinking. We may have to come home on the 14th. We'll figure that out as we go, but the nice thing is that Debbie basically told us she's going to cut $500 off the price for us in order for us to get up there. I told her the biggest challenge that we have, obviously, is that the majority of us now being away from Chicago, it isn't feasible for us to drive. It would be like a 3-day drive. It just doesn't make any sense economically. And so she said, she's like, I just booked a couple of guys yesterday, and what we basically did was we reduced our price for the week so that way it would cover the cost of the flight. So right now I looked at Southwest to get to the Twin Cities. They don't go all the way out to June of 2020, but at the same time, we have the ability, from what I saw, that's about the right price range. So it was anywhere from like $200 to $250 one way there, obviously doubling it on the way back. So I'm throwing it out there right now. Like I said, I did talk to Drake, and that he did have that week of the 13th or the 20th available for Almost Bay. But looking at it now with Father's Day being the 21st, we may want to ask if we can, move it up to the 6th to the 13th. That may be a little bit early still, but from what we're hearing is that mid-June to about mid-July, late July is really when the stuff happens. We were there the beginning of August last time, so it was quite hot, and the Northerns were really starting to go deeper at that point. So at this point, just throwing it out there, want to see if there is still interest, if there's something we want to solidify so we can get our name on a list here and then really start working through the details. So, shoot me an email back. Let me know what you guys think. I'm calculating it out to be roughly about the exact same price as it was last time. So I think we were in at like $2,300 or $2,500 per guy, all in for everything. That's the trip, food. For this one, we would consider that flight and everything. So shoot me an email back. Let me know. Like I said, I think we got about 5 guys that are interested right now, maybe 6. So keep me in the loop. Let me know, and we'll go forward from there. Until the next time, we'll see you.